Thank you, Jane, for your suggestions and your questions. So I'll take the first question first. Yes, we have considered about different textbook requirements and different textbook demands, needs from our students. So we divided the market into two segments. The first one is stable segment, and the second one is the flexible segment that you just mentioned, which will include social science, humanities, subjects like that. For these subjects, the student, yes, they don't really have to buy the textbooks for their courses. So it will be a little bit difficult, more difficult for us to enter this segment. So that's why we will focus first on the segment one, the stable market, stable segment, so as to first survive and to build up our recognition in the market. This is the first step of our business. But in the second step, we will enter the flexible market, because it's also very considerable size of the market. And we believe that many students, they don't buy books because it is too expensive. But if they can get the book through sharing, like borrowing from their peers, they will enhance that will enhance their reading time and reading the number of the books they will try to get, because they don't need to spend money, they can just borrow. So they will read more books. And I've talked to several social science students, like political science students in CUHK. They've told me that they don't need textbooks, but they read a lot. So if they can use our platform, they don't need to buy the new books from market. They can just share the books with other students. Then they will also use our platform first, and they will also read more than without our platform, without being able to share the books with other students. And the second question.
The second question is about the damage, the potential damage to the textbooks. Yeah, we actually carefully considered that problem before. And there's one part we didn't really mention in our business is actually when you are getting one book, you have to pay like a deposit. And you have to pay like 100 deposit for each textbook you get. And when you return it, we'll carefully examine the quality of the book, and if it is damaged, well, the bag will never go back to your pocket again. So yeah, anything like that? Okay. So the third problem is about reading habit.
Yeah, we thought through the reading habit at the beginning of our generation of this idea, because we also noticed the problem you just mentioned, and we think that reading is very important for us to be a university student, because we are not just taking exams. We need some intellectual thinking so as to be qualified as a university student. So reading habit is a very important social value that we are going to deliver. And we also think of expand our business model to other books, to books other than textbooks. So we will first do that within the university community, because it's more easier, because we already have a group of loyal customers who share the textbooks. So it's very easier for them to share more books other than textbooks. And for the collection, physical collection and redistribution part, we can also do the collection and redistribution on the campus. So that would be much more easier at the same time with the textbook. So yes, I believe that through these channels, we can also promote the reading habits among university students.
Also about the reading habit, we actually came across with some surveys saying that the secondary students in Hong Kong only spend 3 hours per week reading newspaper books, and most of the time spending on electronic games and online games. So besides all the sharing community, we are also trying to build a global reading community, and we'll try to have some physical activities going on in cities. We set up a cafe, book cafe. Well, people can just come, share their ideas. And it's very intellectual, and we think it's very promising and very exciting. Yeah.
I'm confused. I'm confused because I read there are many changes in the course of the development of your business plan. You change your name from collecting the bookworm, which must be a good change. But the others are not too sure. Reading the proposals, you start worth somewhere $2 per transaction. you move into $5, and today you suggest 10. The next interesting thing is, look at the matching rate. The last proposal you had, you start from a low percentage of 10%. 5 years into 42%. Today, you're telling us, no, you got it wrong. We should start from 80%, and then slowly move down to 55. The third change, as an example, and there are many others, the last business plan, you budgeted $8,000 for hiring temporary staff. Today, your figure is $115,000. Did I misread the figures?
I'll take the question. So first of all, thank you for pointing out these problems and these changes, because these are very important and very significant changes that we have made during our development of our ideas, because we had a quite fundamental change in our business project during the process, because as we think through the business model and whether it is feasible and sustainable, we figure out many problems that we have to address and tackle it. Like, for example, at the first proposal, we did not add the 6,000 initial investment. We did not have the initial textbook stock investment, which is 60,000 Hong Kong dollar. What is that used for? This one. Because at the first proposal, we do not want to have a too large initial investment, so we do not have this part. And this time, we include this one because we want to establish our own inventory first, so that we can have a higher matching rate at the first stage. And what is that for? That is for us to build up our recognition as fast as possible. So from in this updated idea, we want to have a higher matching rate at the first stage, so that we can build up our recognition as fast as possible. But then, and another dimension to this problem is that we will first focus only in HKUST. And as you can see from the projected number of registered users, the second version is much lower than the first version. That's because we are narrowing down our initial focusing market, so that we can survive more easily, and then we can build up our recognition more efficiently. So that is better for our survival and our development, future development. That is for the part of the matching rate and for the matching rate problem. And for the salary to temporary employers, I have to apologize that we did not consider this problem thoroughly enough at the first thought because of some time constraint. And so in this part of the financial statement in our first version of business plan, it is quite unrealistic and it is quite misinterpreted. So we instantly change it to a more realistic and a more reasonable level of cost that for our temporary staff salary.
Would you like to make one more change? Temporary storage is budgeted at $1,300 a year.
Yes, this is related to our seasonality of our business. And since there are only 2 semesters in 1 year, and there are only mostly 2 months for students to buying or selling their textbooks. So we only need to storage these books in 2 months of the year. And I've contacted a familiar storage company, and they offer us a price of 650 Hong Kong dollar per month for storage.